Right, afternoon, Vic here from Christian Guitars, and I'm doing a short on the bench video. Well, it's kind of an on the bench video. First and foremost, I just wanted to show this, what some of you may recognise. It belongs to a guitarist with a band called Palm Reader, Andy Gillen. He sent me this a few months now, and it come in originally to get some electrics put in, get a volume switch put in, get the pickup sorted out, get it set up, and get ready for touring. And we did loads of work on it, and he told me to leave the neck alone because he'd ordered a new neck for it, so I waited for a new neck, and this one came. And as decent as that neck looks, it's a no-name effort. I assume it's one of these cheap Chinese affairs, but not. The thing is, with it being a cheap Chinese affair, it also didn't look brand new to me, so really 20 quid new anyway. So anyway, got to putting the neck on. The frets were all over the place, they're all sticking out at the edges. So for a price, I said I'd sort all his frets out and we'd file them all the edges down and stop him cutting his hand at them, which I did. Got it all set up. The neck was leaning that way, so it meant I could adjust the saddles, and the saddles would have been up here to get it right. So I had to eventually, I shimmed, don't know what you can see there, if you can see between the neck and the body there, I put a shim in there like a cheese wedge shim. It's about at this end, it's 1.5 mil at this end, going to nothing at the at this end here. So I had to get all that sorted out, had to shape the thingy to fit again, the scratch plate. Got it all done, got it set up. It played like an absolute, well, it was just horrible, it was pathetic. The frets were all over the place, it was buzzing all everywhere, so I ended up then doing a fret level. All in all, I've probably spent, about 10-12 hours this has had. I've charged him for 3. And that's it. But last thing I did was I put some brand new tuners on. We put some string trees on there as well. And I've just today, well yesterday, I cut the nut. I don't know what you can see there, but I've got the nut super low. Those strings are just above that first fret there. So we've got the action really, really low. And surprisingly, it plays really well. Now, I suggested to Andy, what I said was, what you really need is, look at the size of the frets on here. They're tiny. I said, you want that, because you've paid nothing for that neck, you want it refretting. And you want to put some jumbo frets on there, which would make it a lot better. But, you know, it's an expensive job, and we didn't get around to doing that, so I've decided I'm going to, not so much cut my losses, but I've decided he can have a guitar back. And if he wants to look again at refret in the future, I'll have a look at doing that again. But he's having this back, so that's one that's done. I'm just gonna give a little sound check with it. So you get the idea. It plays oddly and surprisingly. It plays like a dream. I've charged him 75 quid for doing that, and I've chucked them tuners in for notes. So he has got a real good deal out there. Anyway, moving on. That's one out of the way. I'll be glad to see back of that one really, because that made me note, and it's just taking up space here. So moving on, what we got on the bench this week? Well, might have shown you this one last week. Schecter, Omen, whatever, Omen Extreme. I had trouble with the wiring, and I realised it was my mistake. I made a mistake on the wiring. I didn't put, basically, cut long story short, I didn't put an earth wire between the two pots. That's why I was getting no sound. So what I've decided to do is, I'm going to completely rip the pots out again. I'm going to shorten the pickup cables because they're bare knuckles in there. Bare knuckles, I can't remember what they're called. I'm going to shorten the cables on them a bit. I'm going to completely do the electrics. I've got a new input jack on there. I've put a new 3-oi on there, and I've got brand new pots in there. So a bit of a freebie there because it took a bit longer than I expected. It's had a complete setup. It said the nut cut, it said the tuner's done, it said the action set, it said the intonation done. So it's all set up ready, it just needs the electrics doing now. So I'm going to blob on with that. Not exactly the next job on the bench, but a job I'm going to be doing this week. The lad's not coming till next week, till payday anyway, so that's another one. Then in the wings I've got my Roman Nevada Les Paul I bought for 25 quid. I upgraded it with all black hardware, blah de blah de blah de blah, and I stuck some ESP active pickups in there. Well, in the meantime, I went and got some pickups custom made. These things here, these zebras, zebra bobbins are my favourite bobbins. If I have passive pickups ever, which is rare, I always have zebra bobbins. Anyway, I went and got these made by a lad called Ben Fletcher, Fletcher Pickups. And he custom wound them, and this one in the bridge here is a Purgatory. It's basically, it's his version. This lad, Ben Fletcher, he'll build your pickups to your specifications. So if you say you want something like a nail bomb, a bare knuckle nail bomb, he'll build you one. And that's what he's done here, that's what his Purgatories more or less are. But basically he's copying nail bombs. And he custom winds them, and winds them, builds them himself. And this one is what he calls a heaven. It was both on eco magnets in these. This one's a heaven. This is not so hot, but it's a hot heaven. This one's put about 9k ohms. This is for nice cleans on the neck pickup, which I'm going to love. From all my dirt's going to be done on a Purgatory. Really works. Purgatory, heaven, dirt, clean. So really looking forward to trying them. I ain't gone wide in yet, but I've stuck them in ready. And what I need to do is get the pots sorted out. I've drilled the holes bigger for the pots here, for the pot stems, because they need to be a bit bigger. So I'm going to get that wired up this week and get that tested, see what I think of that. And we'll see what goes on that. This is my pick up and play thing. You know, it's just one of them guitars. It's cost me 95 quid. Even with these pickups in it, it's cost me 125 quid. The neck is an absolute dream to play. What I'm going to do with this in the long term is, I've got a couple of frets sticking up here and one string catchers under it. What I'm going to do is, I've never used gold Evo frets before, and a mate of mine out in Leicester Luthier there, Nigel Roberts, he always uses gold Evo fret wire. He says, you want to get a try? So I'm going to get a try, and I'm going to refret this with gold Evo fret wire at some point. But another job for this week. Then moving on to the Warwick bass. Now you know the Warwick bass, I've done 5 videos of that so far, and we're ready now. I'm going to order the truss rod in a minute. I'm going to order it tonight, and that'll get here this week, and we can get it, start getting that built back up. Now I've got the neck here, you see, I've got the truss rod, the fretboard's not glued on there, but it's shrunk because I've steam treated it, and what I found was, this end here and this end here, I put guide pins in so I could get it back in the same position when I glue it back on. But in the middle here, the neck's bent. It's bent like a banana that way. So on one side it overlaps, and on the other side it underlaps the fretboard. So all I had to do is I had to clamp it. Now what I'm going to do is when I come to gluing it is, I've got pins there and there on the first fret and my last fret. And what I'm going to do is, when it comes to gluing it down, I'm going to remove 2 frets around the middle here. Same again, and I'm also going to pin the centre. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically force this bit over because it's pulling back this way and this neck's hanging over here. So I'm going to force that over, clamp it in like that. I'm going to put more pins in, and then when it comes to gluing it, I'm not going to clamp glue it. I've got some rubber strip here. It's about 5 metres long, that is, but it's a centimetre wide and it's 1.5 mil thick. And I'm going to wrap and wrap. It's going to wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap around the neck, up and down twice, really tight, and that's going to hold the fretboard in position when I glue it. Then I'll just put a clamp on this side just to hold it in position. So that's what we're going to be doing with that. And one more thing, and I've not had this out often. This is my treat to myself last year. It's my Edwards EX125D, D standing for Duncan, as in Duncan Pickups. It's an Edwards Explorer 2014 model. I bought this brand new before Christmas. We import due to shipping and a hard case. It cost me £1,000. I've never set it up proper. What I've done today, I've just cut the nut. It's a bone nut there. the action was really armoured up, so I've just cut them slots really low. Don't know what you can see there, but the action's really low now. I've been playing this, it's an absolute, I don't want to call it a beast, but it is, it's an absolute beast. It's a brilliant guitar to play. I've been playing it all day. I've just got that set up. All I need to do is a couple of frets need touching up, levelling, so I'm going to get that done this week. I'm going to cut that nut proper, I'm going to seat it again proper because there's a bit of a gap in it. I'll end up mixing some paste for that out of some rosewood dust I've got, sawdust. I'll mix it with a little bit of ebony stain I've got up there, and I'll make a paste and we'll fill in. There's a tiny gap here and we'll fill that in underneath, and then we'll smooth it off and we'll polish it and you won't know. I might even put a black graphite nut on there rather than have a white one. This, again, my dream guitar, I've been playing it today, it's absolutely brilliant. But I want to get it set up proper, I want to get that bridge lowered a little bit, get the neck straight, get the frets done on that, because it's never had a proper setup since I've had it. At the factory it's set up okay, but not set up to my spec. So that's where I am this week with work. I say work, it's not really work, it's play for me. I've got potentially I've got a lot of new customers. Well, I've had a lot of new customers last month or so, last couple of months, and I've got a couple of more inquiries I've had this weekend where people want to bring guitars in and try me. I said, well, give me a try, mate. You know, just let me. I mean, there's people with 100, 120 guitars out there, and they're saying, oh, you know, I'm looking like, you know, can you do me a special deal in that? Well, we can start talking deals when, one, you know how good I am, right, and two, it's all going to depend on what work I'm going to be getting, because, you know, I'm not in the habit of. I'm fair with all my customers. If you always get something for note off me, so I don't want to be talking deals right now, but we'll see where it goes. I say best thing to do is you try me once, right? You'll always use me, I guarantee it. So we'll see where we go. So all my new customers I've got who come and had work done are really pleased with the work. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you enjoy the work, and I'm glad I've now built up a decent customer base. To any potential customers who want to give me a try, go read my reviews on Facebook and see what people are saying. They're all bang on. So, you know, and what you got to lose at the end of the day. I'm better than a shop, because all I do is, this is all I do. So, you know, you want to try someone new, or you want to try someone that's dedicated to the job like I am, I'm your man. Anyway, my name's Victor Christian, I'm Christian Guitars, and until I see you next time, be good to each other.